East won last year at Cleveland, 132-120. Glenn Rice of the Hornets with 26 points in the game and a record 20 in one period was the MVP.
Now Michael Jordan comes to this All-Star game without Scottie Pippen and without Phil Jackson.
Here is Michael. The head fake on Garnett. Over him into the lane with the game's first two.
So much for being sick.
Yeah, I think he's okay. He's got the bounce, he's got the skip, he's ready to put on his...
Payton into Shaq for the turnaround on the baseline to tie it at 2.
Well, you got the competition starting early. Everybody's out competing. Everybody wants to put on the show here today. Shaq with the fadeaway J, not known for that, but the players will try to do things that they normally wouldn't do.
Hill rolls it home. He's averaging better than 21 a game. Always a threat to put up a triple-double. Payton on Hardaway. Mutombo with the screen, and Penny with the bucket.
Everybody's on their A game tonight. Now let's see now if they can increase the tempo. What normally happens in All-Star games is that there's a lot of one-on-one. Larry Bird has a stress passing, what we used to do in the 80s. Let's see if they play together as a team and try to increase the competitive level that's happening out there.
Payton with the spin. Bryant, Kobe's first All-Star hoop.
It's amazing, Bob, when you watch Kobe Bryant practice and work on his game.
Hill backing away from Garnett.
Bring it back to Jordan.
Hardaway. And Penny, who's played only 17 games this year, missed almost 2 months with a knee injury, but voted as a starter by the fans, hits again. Shaq muscling it up over Mutombo.
When you got great players like this playing out on the court, it usually takes them about 5 minutes to adjust to get used to each other's timing and rhythm.
Kemp. The East by 5 at 14-9. Here Ali's image on the Jumbotron overhead. As we come back, Jordan takes the quick inbound pass, and his shot rattles out. Here comes Bryant ahead of the field, reverse slam.
See, that was an ooh and an ah and a clap. See, that's what I'm talking about. In an All-Star game,
A lot of centers don't outlet the ball anymore. They want to be involved in their own offense, but Shaq knows how important that Kobe's electricity is to the team. Setting him up, the delivery, the spin, what's that, the helicopter?
No, that's Kobe.
He's got the ball in his hands again. To Garnett. Back to Kobe!
See, that's the ooh. Kobe and Garnett. You know, two of the young...
Kobe Bryant in transition. He's going to give it up here. And then Kevin Garnett showing that he can pass. When I asked all these players who their heroes were coming up, Isaiah, your name came up all the time. But Kevin Garnett, he said that his favorite player, he wanted to be like Magic Johnson. He's showing it right there, setting up the finish for Kobe well above the rim.
Nice. Pushing it up the floor, takes it in, dumps it off to Hill, and the reverse isn't there, but Jordan stuffs it home.
Now they got to push it up. Somebody got to get it in bounds and push it up quick. That's how.
Only a spectator.
Jason Williams of the Nets checks in. Jordan, baseline, got it.
The thing that's happening out here today is nobody's double teaming anymore. Well, I listen to him all the time because I was young and afraid like Kobe Bryant.
Count it, plus the foul for Jordan, who now has 8 and a chance for 9.
But Michael told him, bring your A game. And if you don't bring your A game, I'm going to embarrass you. Michael, get him on the low post right here, and then give him the fake and the fade and the lean. Follow through, and you get the little bounce and the skip. That's when you know he's in his rhythm.
Now Jason Williams. Hardaway for 3, and Tim Hardaway drills it. Tim Hardaway. Tim on the Sacramento Kings, but perhaps not much longer. February 19th, the trading deadline. His name's been in trade talks all year. Hardaway with 2 in a row from beyond the arc. Robinson's underneath, and he slams it home.
Back to Mitch Richmond. Miami's been very interesting.
He's got big-time finishers who can deliver.
Smith from Hardaway.
To be 7-4. Rick Smith. Dream about it, Bob. Dream to be a losing team his whole career. I think he needs to do more if he's really serious about getting to that championship level. He's going to have to take a sacrifice, a pay cut to get what he wants. He cannot have both.
One of the great catch-and-shoot players in NBA history, Reggie Miller, doing just that. What he does best in that last sequence. Here's Vin Baker muscling one home.
You got it.
Kidd lobs it up there for Eddie Jones.
Nice. Now see, that's Jason Kidd and Eddie Johnson and Eddie Jones.
Reggie Miller hit a 2 and Glenn Rice a 3 for the East. Here's Baker with authority for the West. It's 45-30.
If they don't compete, you got to embarrass them if you're one of the younger players.
Well, let's see what Jones decides to do. To the reverse slam.
The thing that I like what's happening here is that the younger guy.
Here's Steve Smith of the Hawks. He and Antoine Walker of the Celtics just checked in. Rice for 3 again and good again.
So you got good spacing, you got good ball movement. You know, like the others in the past couple of years, the guys are competing, they're working hard, and they're putting on the show.
I think it's a combination of Larry Bird's presence, Jordan's presence. He's that good.
Antoine Walker got the bounce. Now at the other end, Duncan with the turnaround, and he connects. He's the only rookie in the game. Here comes Antoine Walker behind the back to Reggie Miller. Man,
nice play. Antoine's another one of those guys. What happens here, Antoine comes up, he reads it, sees Reggie Miller out the corner of his eye, behind the back pass. That's the peripheral vision.
Even though, Isaiah, that he's from Chicago, he did say that Magic was his guy. He said Magic was bigger, like I was bigger, but...
Show they've got a handle. Jordan left alone. That's usually not a real good idea.
But Michael Jordan has the real handle.
David Robinson just looked at him and said, do you ever miss 2 big guys in the middle?
After the 2 free throws, David Robinson has 10. Steve Smith connects on a 3. Jordan back on the wing to Smith. Off the baseline.
Now Steve.
Gary Payton has it. Van Exel into the lane. Nick Van Exel.
He said his dreams as a kid was just to go to Division I and be on TV every now and then. Now here he is at the ultimate game.
Kobe Bryant couldn't stop. Sometimes in this game, it's hard to recognize right off who your teammates are. Here's Smith for 3. And Steve Smith is on fire. Teammate Duncan has it. Last minute of the half. Duncan can't finish it, but Payton can.
Now that's the creativity of the young guys. Kobe Bryant just made a dribble move.
The West guards are rebounding the long ball better than the East.
Van Exel hits the lead, cuts the East lead to 67-50. There's no business like NBA business. In the last 3 seconds, Payton with the left hand and Bryant, something to take into the locker room.
Went to Penny and said, hey, look, that's the way I feel, and I'm not changing my mind.
Grant Hill hit for the East. Kevin Garnett answers for the West. Garnett, Payton accelerates, dishing to Garnett over Kemp. He's hit 2 in a row.
You know, when Garnett was in high school, when I was scouting him, he played every position out on the floor. But his favorite position, believe it or not, was the point guard position. He fancied himself as being a big Magic Johnson.
And that might work against him because he's been catapulted into this level. And then in the game for
Kemp has it. Now Malone takes it away. Who wants it?
Well, Shaq was protecting his buddy.
That was a foul. That's what it was.
Could have given it to Kobe. Thought about it for a second, but decided, hey, I'd like to try the windmill jam.
That was nice. So Jordan deserved the MVP,
which he also did last year in Cleveland.
Shaq.
Now that move that Shaq did.
Native country, and he's planning on building a couple of hospitals there. Raises a ton of money. He's bringing the entire NBA over there for a big All-Star game next September.
Malone. And Karl Malone hits. He's been quoted this week as saying, you know, I'm really not...
He feels kind of lost. He doesn't know what to do without his partner out there. But if he gets hot, he says he wants a lot of time and he wants the ball.
MJ slithers inside Bryant and a goaltending call on Shaquille O'Neal, but he really took the youngster to school on that exchange.
Isolated along the baseline to back him down. You look inside, the little hitch, the step underneath. Kobe hung out to dry. Shaq only the goaltend possibly.
Well, see, that's what teammates do, Bill. You're not going to embarrass my teammate. That's what Shaq said.
Kobe for 3.
That's where Kobe is much better than creating off his own dribble. The spot-up shooting, one quick dribble here and then up.
See, when Sean Kemp dunked,
and out after their own rebound.
Bryant puts it to himself and then tosses it over. Now, I'm not sure if he traveled there or if he had some kind of violation, because I'm not sure I've ever seen that move before. But defense taking a holiday, especially in the last few minutes. Uncontested layups. Bryant with a 3. displaying the full range. He has the incredible hook sandwiched in between a pair of threes, and now Hill with the slam.
Kobe's putting on the show. He's got Magic jumping out of his seat.
Jordan, who has 15, comes back into the lane, off balance, and gets the roll.
That's what you loved about Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Now, they give the basket to Mutombo, though, not to Michael. And O'Neal hits the little hook.
With himself that he's been able to come back from the type of surgery that he's had and made the All-Star team again.
Van Exel marauding through the lane and tossing it home.
While we're on the 50 greatest,
Without Phil Jackson, he's never going to go back to the Bulls. That's over. But if Phil remains, then I think there's a great possibility.
Situation so bizarre because they all want him back, and the people in Chicago love him.
And Jordan nails a three for emphasis, as we discussed, regardless of what friction there may be. As we watch Michael hit the triple again between Jerry Reinsdorf and Jerry Krause and Phil Jackson, regardless of how enamored Jerry Krause may be of Tim Floyd of Iowa State. If you got a team that can win another championship or contend for one, and if Michael Jordan says this is what I want, and it's worked to the tune of 5 titles and maybe 7 had Michael not gone away to play baseball, what's the problem in bringing them all back? Patrick Ewing heard there's no Nick in the game. Miller for 3, as he's done so often in this building, and he turns to face Spike Lee. But this might be the one night when Spike...
You know, I think we're getting a little too old for this stuff now.
Jordan spins into the lane. The up and under is there for him.
And you obviously told Shaq to inbound the ball, block a lot of shots, and rebound.
Vin Baker blocked by Smits into the hands of Michael.
Vin Baker pushed Reggie Miller out of the way, and Rick Smits came behind him and said, "Don't push my teammate."
Smits at 7-4 goes behind the back to give Jason... Bob Pettit of the Hawks in 1958, Dr. J in 1977, Magic Johnson in 1990. Rick Smits from the head of the key.
Smits is feeling it.
And we talked to Bird, he talked about playing Jordan at the point.
Michael misses with the left hand, but Antoine Walker of the Celtics slams it home and makes sure folks notice it. Eddie Jones with the reverse.
Very nice.
Bob, I was talking to and did not play well in the playoffs. And it was because he stopped working out off the court. He really did such a workout throughout the season in that weight room with his physical trainer, and he's convinced that those moments of inconsistency that have plagued Eddie Jones are now a thing of the past.
Well, I know from experience from being to see him in Toronto.
Back coaching, and I hope Michael does not make that same mistake, because he's a guy that needs something to do every day, like play basketball. Bob?
I was retired once.
Esteemed predecessors of his telling him to retire. Garnett with the dunk. Magic is working on him. Larry Bird's working. Here's Garnett.
But Jordan's the type of guy that even come out and you put on the show and you entertain the fans, the bottom line is you still have to win, and you got to win.